Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us or having us present who we are and the services that we offer at HICA. My name is Antonieta Cristobal, and I serve as the workforce coordinator here at HICA. And joining me is my coworker, Tanya. I'm going to give her an opportunity to present herself.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Tanya Dominguez. I'm the Education Readiness Coordinator at HICA, and I work alongside with Antonieta in our Education and Career Pathways program.
So this is just a overview of our mission at HICA is about creating opportunities and equality. We focus on supporting Latino and immigrant families across Alabama, not just through services, but through advocacy and long-term empowerment, so that everything that we do, it connects back to economic equality, civic engagement, and the work that we do is guided by our long-term vision, which is here. Our vision is really about inclusion, making sure everyone can fully participate in our community. At HICA, we want our families to not just live here, but to feel empowered, to be able to lead and engage and achieve whatever goals or dreams that they probably had before making the choice of moving and calling Alabama their home. So just to give you all a little background as far as before we go further, we would like to take a moment to define some of the key terms. You all probably hear Hispanic, Latino, which one should be used, when it's proper to use it. This relates to like language and geography. Excuse me. My my voice keeps coming and going. Understanding this helps us better to serve and connect with the community we work with. So Hispanic related to a Spanish-speaking country, Latino related to any country located in Latin America. And then this was just a fun fact that I didn't know, like often Brazilians claim this term, even though their primary language is Portuguese. And some indigenous individuals from Latin America do not speak Spanish. And this is just another slide that gives a breakdown as far as Latinos and Hispanic. And then we have individuals in the middle that they're open to either or. Honestly, from my perspective, I don't get offended if people say, "Oh, she's Hispanic, she's Latino." I think I still struggle with trying to find the difference. But working here at HICA has really given me more of an understanding on when to use these terms. So this is just our Latino demographic. The Latino population in Alabama has grown significantly over the years. This isn't a smaller emerging community. It's rapidly growing and contributing part of the state. We're also seeing strong economic contributions, which show the importance of investing in this community. As you all can see, in 2020, the population rose to 5.3% of Alabama's total population. And the next slide will give you just a breakdown. I'm not sure if you all can see it or if it's clear enough, but it gives you a breakdown of the different counties in Alabama. I honestly thought Jefferson was one of the highest uh, counties that housed the Hispanic and Latino community, but it seems like I think the first one is Franklin, and then I think Jefferson County is like right in the middle. So that was something that was new to me. And in this slide, it just gives you a breakdown of some of the countries that we've served, that clients have came to us from different parts of the world. But I think that for the most part, we serve more of the Jefferson County area compared to the other counties, but we have individuals calling from Walker County, Shelby, and even from other parts of the United States. I think like Tennessee, Georgia, South and North Carolina, because of the services and programs that we offer here at HICA. And so the majority of them are no-cost services to our community. And this is just a breakdown of the spending power of immigrants in Alabama in 2020. What the immigrant household income is. The immigrant household income is 6.8 billion. Amount paid in federal taxes is 1.1 billion. And then when we move over to the other side where it says immigrant entrepreneurs, 19,000, and people employed by immigrant-owned firms. So this is just a breakdown, but this was back in 2022. So I can't imagine what that number is now that we're in 2026. In this slide, you will see some of the barriers that our families face. So many families can face multiple barriers at the same time, like language access is a big one, but also fear, misinformation, limited access to resources. Some families are navigating trauma or unfamiliar systems. And understanding these barriers can help respond in a more meaningful and compassionate way for our community. And this is our continuum. We don't just provide one service, we support families along a full journey. From their first interaction with us to full community integration, each program builds on the next, helping individuals move towards stability and empowerment. So this gives you just a general idea of where we like the families to start, especially if they're new to the state of Alabama or new to this country. Our first program is Strong Family Program. This is often the first point of contact for many of the families. We connect them to resources, provide referrals, support them through crisis. It's also where we build strong partnerships with other organizations, because if there's something that we can't offer, then we love to connect them and refer them to other programs and agencies that can provide those services. This program is really about trust and connection. Now we come to our citizenship and immigration program. This program focuses on legal services and pathways to citizenship. We help individuals navigate complex immigration process with trusted support. We also provide civic ESL classes focused on their understanding for the civic exam when they are prepared or wanting to become U.S. citizens. It's about helping people feel informed, secured, and empowered. And if it's something like a particular service that they're looking for or something that we can't provide at that moment, we just don't push them away or say, hey, okay, go see this lawyer, or here's a list of lawyers. We walk through that process with them. We check back in and see if they've made any connections or if they got the resource that they were looking for. That way we know that the work that we started didn't just end when they left the door. It continues. Our community economic development program, here we focus on financial stability and economic growth. That includes financial literacy. This program offers these financial literacy classes throughout the year with partnerships with PNC Bank and other local banks. They also provide home ownership support, so that way they can define the pathway so that they can become home owners themselves, whether it's making sure that they have the capital when they decide that they're going to close on a home, or the area, because when they come to Alabama or to this country, a lot of the families are unfamiliar of where to start. They dream of wanting to be homeowners, but because they don't know where to start, they're kind of lost, or they end up in an area or buying a house that either they can't afford, or it's not an area that they were wanting or looking for. And then also addressing the needs of those families that have children, what type of school system. So the homeowner support part in community economic development program, they help guide them through that process. And we also offer assistance with small business development. We're wanting to help those families build long-term wealth and sustainability. And by doing that, we also work with Camino Loan Fund, which is the other program that we have here at HICA. So with the Camino Loan Fund, they kind of work hand in hand with the previous program. They support the Latino and immigrant entrepreneurs by opening small businesses, providing loans for their current business or a new business. And there's various steps that they have to take so that they can be prepared to either start the application process for the loan. And if we have entrepreneurs that are just starting off, or they don't know where to start, they just have a dream of being their own boss and wanting to start a business, Camino Loan Fund sits down with them and address those issues before offering them a loan so that they can be successful when they start their business, whether it's obtaining a business license, or having starting their own LLC, and then step by step to finally then being able to get capital for their business. And we also have civic engagement within our community. The civic engagement is about having a voice, whether it's voting, volunteering, or advocating for change. Our work here at HICA, we want to encourage the community members to actively participate so that they in some way help shape the environment. It gives them the knowledge and the understanding of how when we come together, we're a lot stronger, especially for students. We want them to know that what the age is, the required age in order to start voting, what are the steps that they need to make, and know that their voice is important, that they're being heard. Because I think the youth struggle with that mentality of like, no one is listening to me, or no one cares about how I feel or what I think, or I can't make changes. But within the civic engagement part here at HICA, which we have Julio, he is the one addressing all those needs and concerns, whether it's just local advocacy for the Hispanic and immigrant community, and just making them aware where they can vote, how they can vote, what they need to do, what they shouldn't do, who can and who can't vote. Because a lot of them are unfamiliar with that. I know for myself, honestly, I think I probably started voting closer to my late 20s because I didn't understand the process. So having that piece here at HICA is vital and important so that our community knows that they do have a voice, and that their opinion does matter, and that they can make changes. The next program is our Education and Career Pathways program. This is where Tanya and I do a lot of the work here at HICA. We focus on connecting individuals to education and career opportunities through partnerships with programs or local community colleges or local schools. We support both academic and workforce success. We want not only the parents, but the students from an early age on feeling empowered, having the knowledge of what to do, how to do it, so that their child has the opportunity to go to college. Because a lot of families aren't aware of the resources, the scholarships that their child or them themselves can get, right, in order to pursue higher education, or knowing that the skills that they probably had in their country is also valuable and can be used in the United States. So the workforce development, our goal is to help individuals find meaningful employment, not just a job, but a career. And some of our constituents don't understand because they're just really trying to survive, or they're just trying to provide for their families. And when they come and sit down and have that one-on-one session with me, or with Angie, who is our new workforce specialist here at HICA, we're not just listening. We're trying to identify gaps. We're trying to create training opportunities to meet their needs. Because by identifying those needs, then we can help them either start setting goals and having that continued follow-up to say, hey, did you do this, or how is this going, so that they can have a meaningful career. This benefits both them and their family. And I think the state of Alabama, because workforce is one of those topics that I feel like a lot are talking about, and they're trying to be involved and trying to see where those gaps are and how we can address those issues. In workforce, we provide many services. We provide hands-on support like resume building, and just starting from basic, like, do you know what a resume is? Have you created one? And then what the difference between a resume here in the US and in their country. For some of you all that might not be familiar, in a lot of Latin America countries, their resume has their address, the picture, and it's not just a one pager. It could be anywhere from 5 to 15 pages of just skills and experience. So we address it from beginning to end on how to create a resume and what it looks like and what the difference and why there's a difference in the resumes from their country and to the ones here in the US. We also provide job searching and interview prep, because a lot of them, they're probably thinking, okay, I'm just going to go apply, I'm going to get a job. And they don't realize that there's not just one, but multiple steps before you can actually get an interview. So we want them to be prepared in their job searching, whether it's using the platforms that we have like Indeed, Monster, Glassdoor, but also other ways of just looking on their own, whether it's actually going to the company website and completing the application and making sure that they fill it out well, and that they don't have any missing spaces. And then with the interview prep, we have them come dressed as they would in an interview. And the reason why is we want them to understand why it's important to be presentable on your interview, what questions might be asked, how to address those questions, what you should or shouldn't ask during your interview session. We also focus on digital skills. A lot of our constituents, some of them really don't, they use their phone for everything, whether it's communication for work or school, or them searching and navigating certain things that they need for their everyday lives. We want to empower them as well to feel that they can obtain those skills on how to use a computer or how to download an app. Why is this app, what use does the app have? So we offer, that's one of our focus is the digital skills. It's very practical, step-by-step support. We do case management. We can do group sessions. We pretty much try to tailor all of our services to that particular constituent's needs. And then we have Avanza, which is pretty much the breakdown, excuse me, of what I just discussed of the skill assessment, goal setting. Avanza is one of our core workforce programs. It walks the participants through the entire job readiness process. We meet people where they're at, and we help build confidence and obtain those skills that they need. One thing that I forgot to put in my slide is the fact that we also are, we've partnered with the local community colleges, and we also offer fast track courses so that our constituents can obtain a skill. We've had tremendous success. We had over 100 people interested in our CMA program, which is Clinical Medical Assistant program. And out of the 100, because we only had 20 spots, we had 20 students, 19 of those students successfully graduated. They obtained their certification, and the majority of them have obtained a job. And for some of those that are still looking for a job, we're still continuing that follow-up. We walk along our students. We don't hold their hands, but we guide them and we walk along so that they can get the goal of getting the job where they want, where they aspire to work. And we also did a vision assistant course. Right now we're in the middle of our customer service course as well. And these are all scholarships available to our constituents. And we also have an upcoming course for any of you that have students or families that you all serve that might be interested, which is an automotive course called it's through Build Up, and we're going to start that course in May. And we also have an exciting new, it's not a course, it's a new tool that we're going to be using to help those individuals, just like earlier about the barriers, the language barriers, right? So we have a new tool called Engine, and it is ESL for workforce. So it's going to be tailored to that individual's need so that it can build on that specific area where they're either currently working or wanting to work, so that the ESL skills that they're going to obtain it just revolves around that specific area, whether it's plumbing, electrical, hospitality, customer service. So those are some of the services that we offer in workforce. And we're just really excited. And there's probably so many other things that I didn't mention that we can help. But again, if it's something that we can't address or something that we don't offer, our constituents leave with information so that they can go get those needs addressed, whether with another organization, and then we continue to do the follow-up. And now we're going to get into the piece of education, which my coworker Tanya is going to talk about.
Thank you, Aunt. So they're doing a lot of great stuff on the work side of our Education and Career Pathways program, but also we have exciting stuff in education as well. So our purpose and for the Education Readiness program here at HICA is just to empower all the students as well as the family, just giving them the tools and the resources and the support that they need to navigate the education system in the U.S. Because a lot of our families, they come to me and they just say, I really want my student to go to college, but college here is so different from my home country. And so it is a process for not just the student, but also for the family. We do wraparound services and support for students and their families, including case management, which means they come into my office, I meet with them, and then I just do a lot of follow-up. We also do program implementation at local high schools. We have a new partnership this year that I'm really excited to talk about, and I'll get into more detail later. But we have two programs, ESCALERA and LISTO. And then we do a lot of parent engagement. So like I was mentioning, for our constituents, education is not just a journey for the student. We really want to include the parents, because we've seen that if parents are supportive in the student's education journey, then they are most likely to succeed. Next slide, please. So education in college, why is it important? So I know Aunt, she went over some of the barriers and challenges that a lot of our Latino community faces here in Alabama, or just in the U.S. in general, but there's also other barriers that our students are facing as well. So despite higher rates of post-secondary enrollment among Latinos, Hispanic students have lower rates of educational attainment among their peers. And these are statistics from Unido's organization. It's an organization that we have partnered with. And some of these barriers include inadequate academic support or preparedness. So a lot of our students, we're seeing there's just within our high schools, there's a large caseload. So even though there's counselors and their supports are at the schools, sometimes these students are not getting the adequate support that they need one-on-one. And so even though they have those resources at hand, having us come in as an extra resource where we can work with them one-on-one has has proven to be more useful. And so we try to just be supportive in any way that we can when it comes to the academic goals. And then another barrier is lack of access to information and parent or family knowledge. So, like I mentioned earlier, parents are just unaware of how the education system works. So they have a lot of questions and concerns when it comes to just supporting the student. A lot of parents don't realize just the whole application process, finding scholarships, finding aid, because a common concern is just education is very, very costly, which is true, but a lot of parents don't understand that there are resources and there are scholarships out there that it's free money for your student to be able to attain the education that they want. And so we want to make it a focus on just having workshops where we invite parents from the community to just discuss these possible opportunities and just where to find those resources to help those students. And we do that through the partnerships that we have with our schools. Students also face limited access to and knowledge of financial support. So like I was saying, cost is something that is very, very significant, and it's something that a lot of parents worry about. So HICA, we have a general scholarship that we open to all the Hispanic and Latino students. And this scholarship is open to graduating high school seniors as well as students who are currently enrolled at a college. And actually, our scholarship is open right now. It'll close at the end of this month, so April 30th. And that scholarship is located on our HICA general website under the resource tab. And so if you are working with any Hispanic or Latino student, encourage them to apply to that, because that'll be an aid for them as well. And then the last barrier is just the adequate guidance and resources once enrolled. So something that we've seen in the past is we go in and we work with families and students. We have them a college plan. They have graduated high school. They have applied to college, and they are set to attend in the fall. However, in the summer, right after high school graduation, a lot of these students just lose momentum, and we tend to lose them. And so something that we've been trying to implement this year is just having a summer program tailored to our current ESCALERA students who are graduating, and just making sure they have that support throughout the summer to make sure that they're actually going on with their plan on attending a college or a university. And also once they're at college, just making sure we're doing a follow-up with them, making sure that they have everything that they need, because we work majority with high school students through our college or through our programs that are implemented in the schools. But I've also had a lot of walk-ins who are current college students who just needs help filling out their FAFSA or help finding extra aid or just any resources that they can at their school. So our in-school programs, I know I mentioned this a lot, but this year we have a brand new model that we are super excited. We have an in-school model where we have a new partnership with two school districts in Alabama. We have one with Birmingham City Schools and Jasper City Schools. And through this partnership, these school districts were able to fund HICA to provide 5 success coaches that will be working inside the schools Monday through Thursday, just implementing our college readiness programs, but as well just doing case management one-on-one with the students and helping with the counselors just alleviate that caseload, just to make sure we have more students graduating high school and we have more students enrolling in college. And it has been just a joy being able to form those relationships with the students more intimately, because now they see the coach every single day. And we've seen that the students, especially the Latino students, they tend to gravitate more to our coaches who are all bilingual, opposed to other school staff, just because they already have that connection just through language. The high school, we are at high schools and at middle schools. So we have 4 coaches here in Birmingham City that we have 2 high school coaches that are based at Carver High School, and they work a lot with the regular ESL students and also the Empower Academy at Carver. And then we've also worked with students at Jackson Olin, Woodlawn, and Parker. And then in Birmingham City at the middle schools, we are at Wilkerson Middle and Putnam Empower. We have 2 coaches, one at Wilkerson and one at Putnam. And so they're stationed there, and they're working with the middle school students as well. And then we have 1 high school success coach at Jasper, and she's there with the Jasper students. And so what do we do in the schools? A little bit of everything. I want to highlight our college readiness programs. The one for high school is called ESCALERA. and it's a college and career readiness program for our students. So through this program, we meet with the students once a month or once a week. They come into one of the classrooms and we go over sessions such as college and career pathways, explain to them their opportunities for after high school, whether it be community college or a university or just a trade school, or even the workforce. So we wanted to let them know what options that they have. And then we also talk about federal aid. So we talk about FAFSA and the importance of applying and filling it out. And also we talk about different scholarships and where to find them. We give them those resources. We do a lot of essay writing. So a lot of scholarships require a personal essay. So we do a session where we talk to them about the importance of finding a story, and we actually help them write an essay. So they'll have it in case they need to apply for a scholarship or just for any other reason, maybe even for a job or a college. Sometimes they ask for essays. And we do sessions about financial literacy, letting them know the importance of saving money. And we do, along with our sessions, we do individualized case management. So once we do our sessions with the students, we tend to know them a little bit more and see the specific needs that they have. And so we do case management one-on-one with each student. The coaches will go and find them and just sit one-on-one, making sure that they have a plan for after high school, or if they need to apply to a college, making sure that we're helping them through the application process, or just making sure that every need is met. And we do college and career guidance overall. So we just want to make sure that the students feel prepared for after high school graduation, whether it be going straight to college or straight into a career. And then our LISTO program looks a little different from a high school program. This is more tailored to a younger audience. So we tend to focus a lot on just self-exploration skills, making sure that they are in tune with their identity and their heritage and just pride. And we also focus on academic success. So we want the students to start understanding that from a young age that it's very, very important for them to do their homework, seek help when they need it in a school setting, and just being ready for high school, whether it be understanding study skills, understanding time management, how to be a successful student overall. And we also do a little bit of early job exploration. So we want them to start getting excited for careers and for the possibilities that are out there. At the middle school level, we don't focus on this is how you become a doctor. You have to go to this school and it takes this much years and if you become a doctor, you make this amount of money, because that's just a lot of information for the young audience. We tend to focus on just exploring the possibilities out there. So, if you think you want to be a doctor, but did you know that also at the hospital, all of these professions are available? So just letting them know all the different opportunities. With the middle schools, we do bi-weekly meetings just because we don't want to take them out of their core classes as much. And so we do bi-weekly meetings, and then we also help with phonetics and literacy. So this year, Birmingham City Schools is implementing a phonetics program called Phonics for Reading, and it was brought in to help the empower students who are newcomers to the country and just better their literacy skills and phonetics. And so our coaches, they do small group sessions where they're actually helping with phonetics. And then we also help, I cannot see the last bullet point, but we do, I think it's just our early job exploration. Like I was saying, it's all about just making sure that they understand all the opportunities that they'll have for their future. And I didn't mention this, but in both programs, we try to focus on parent engagement. So especially for our students who are enrolled in those two programs, throughout the year, we try to make it a mission to include the parents and just let them know, like, this is what your student is learning, and this is what we've taught them. So same thing with the students understanding their high school students understanding their post-secondary pathway opportunities. We also want to make sure that the parents understand those as well. So sometimes we'll do a session on just post-secondary pathways and also college aid, and just let the parents know that these are the options your students have, and then this is how you can pay for it. So we have upcoming parent nights at all of our schools that where we're going to be able to just talk and support those parents as well. Aside from our partnership at the schools because we're doing a lot of work in the schools themselves, but I am also here located at the HICA on our headquarters in Homewood, and we do a lot of the same things. I have a lot of people that come in just hoping that I can help them just explore and navigate the college process. Like I mentioned, we don't only work with high school students, we've been working with a lot of college age students as well. And I've been helping with college applications and also just scholarships, helping them find those resources. I do right now, it's been really busy with FAFSA. A lot of people have been waiting for the last minute, and so I've been having a lot of appointments with FAFSA and also explaining the FAFSA process to the parents because something that we've noticed this year is a lot of parents are more hesitant on providing personal information when it comes to filling out the FAFSA. But then after explaining to them like what the FAFSA does with this information and why it's important for the student to apply, sometimes we are able to coax the parents and just alleviate them from those worries, and we're able to get money for that student to go to school. And then a lot of people also have questions about trade schools and certification programs. And this is why me and Ant work really close together because students come in not really want to not really wanting to go to a university, but looking into more a shorter route. And so I'm able to just transfer them over to Antonietta because she has the fast track programs. So we work really close together, making sure that these students are able to get where they want to be. I know I talked really, really fast, but I gave a lot of information out there. So if we can open it up to Q&A now, I guess.
Thank you, Tanya. Yes, we'd love to connect and collaborate. Or if you have any students or families that you would like to refer, this is how you all can get in contact with us. Or not only with the programs that the program that me and Tanya work in, but the other programs from the beginning of our presentation. So there's a lot of resources. When I first started at HICA, it was like, wow, it's like five nonprofits in one. Like we tried to hit all areas so that we can better serve the community instead of them having to go to multiple locations to get the resources and assistance that they need.
Thank you both so much for presenting and sharing the fantastic work that HICA does. I'm going to give it a little bit to see if anybody has some questions, and if not, I have a couple I would love to talk to you a little bit.
And I want to add that I know I focused a lot on our partnerships with our high schools at Birmingham City and Jasper City, but we've also done work at other high schools that are not in a partnership with us. So I know a few months ago we went to Vestavia Hills because they were reaching out because they were hoping to find resources for some students that they have that had no status, no legal status. And these students were about to graduate and the school staff they didn't feel equipped enough to like with the resources to let's guide them. And so we were able to go there. I went with a success coach and we just shared the resources and opportunities out there for students who are undocumented. And so we were able to do that as well. And then we have collaboration with community colleges and universities as well. So in any capacity, we love to help as much as we can.
So
Tanya, I'm not sure if you want to, if this is the right place to share the success story of two of the students that you and your team assisted in order to get the Dream Scholarship.
I think it'll be fine. For us, it was a giant win, so I would love for everyone to be known. But yes, so we were working with two students in particular who are seniors. Both students are from the Birmingham City School District, and both students have the same circumstance. They came over at a young age, so they've been here for since they were little kids, but they don't have any legal status. And so for them, that becomes a large barrier because in Alabama, we are locked out state and we don't really have universities that are open to taking in undocumented students. The only universities that they can are private universities, and those tend to be more pricey. And sometimes parents just opt not to do that. And so I made it my mission to just find resources and scholarships that they could apply to. And through researching everything, I came upon this organization called The Dream. And the Dream organization is a nonprofit that focuses on just giving opportunity to those students who are undocumented and who want to pursue a higher education. And they have five different partner schools that they partnered up with, and then they give $100,000 to students. So they have an application, a student can apply, and then if they are selected, they'll get 100,000 to attend one of the partner schools, which is a big deal. And so when I met with these students and I just heard their stories through case management, we were able to connect them to the organization, and we helped them through the application process. And then actually a few weeks ago, we got notification from two students that they were able to receive that award. And so these are students that are set to graduate in May. They just got $100,000 and they're about to go on and pursue the higher education. And it's something that for them and their families, they thought that was not going to be possible. And so we were just very stoked for them and very happy and just proud that because I mean, we gave them the resources, but the students did the work because they had to do their essay and everything. And so, yes, they were able to get awarded, and now they'll be able to go to college.
So I had a question for
Mhm.
both of y'all. Um, HICA serves a demographic in Alabama that is often, for good reason, like mistrustful of resources. Um, how do y'all have suggestions for how to build working relationships with the Hispanic community in Alabama so that they know that we can be partners that they can rely on?
Um, I think because there's so much going on in our current climate that it can be a little difficult and scary, and them to know who they can and cannot trust, right? Especially with social media. Like social media has played a huge part of letting the world know what's going on in our country. But for me personally, just because I look Hispanic does not mean that, they automatically trust me. So it's really just from the moment they come in through the door, greeting them, giving them that eye contact, that warm, friendly greeting, and just letting them know, hey, it's okay. You can trust me. And if you're not ready, it's okay. If we have to continue to have more sessions just so that we can start building up that trust, I'm open to that because it's hard from the moment you meet someone to say, oh, this is someone that I can trust. It takes time, and through that time you start building and developing that trust. But for some of the people that are working in different areas, being involved in local organizations and community can really enhance that trust building. Here at HICA, we have opportunities to volunteer. We're always looking for ways to collaborate, connect, and work on different projects together. So now a lot of the students know that we connect and work with Jefferson State Community College, and we know who we can put them in contact with if they have questions or concerns. So just by building that relationship day by day, it probably it's not going to be easy in the beginning, but being consistent, it really does go a long way. I'm not sure if you have anything that you want to add, Tanya.
I will just add on to that and kind of going back to us even working with parents, we had to build a trust with them because for some parents, even just giving them their information out for FAFSA or when it comes for any other or any other document that the school has, even with the schools, we've because with our partner schools, they've been very open about how hard it is to have parents just show up for any type of education event or parent meeting because everyone right now is just on edge. And so just showing up constantly and reaching out and just letting them know and then building that trust slowly and making an effort because even with our partner schools, for schools that don't have any bilingual staff, they reach out to HICA and see if we can support so they can do that communication with the parents who do not speak English, and so that tells a lot for that helps with the parents to build that trust with the schools.
I had a second question as well. Well, are there like challenges that you see more often uh, in the workspace and for your students, like, or I guess like recently, are there any specific trends that y'all are seeing with the people you're helping? Like Tanya, I think you mentioned right now FAFSA is really tough for you because a lot of people are coming in. Are there any trends like that that y'all are for workforce or for your students that y'all are seeing right now?
I think what I've seen the last couple of months has really been people wanting to go places, or coming to HICA. And we are very mindful of that, and we always want to make sure that they're safe and secure and still offer the services that they're needing. So what does that look like? If they can't come to us, then we're going to go to them. Or we do it through Zoom or whatever, WhatsApp. That's one of the things that our families feel comfortable using. So we that's the only thing as far as for the workforce side is just people, they call me, they say, "Oh, Antonieta, I am wanting a new job." And I say, "Okay, perfect. Let's do our case management." And I don't want them to feel like, "Oh, let me come up with an excuse as far as why I can't go to you." I already give them the option from the moment I talk to them. I said, "Hey, if you can't come to us, do I need to go to you? Can we do it through Zoom? I'm going to share my screen. That way, all of your information is still being protected and secure, and you're seeing the process of me helping you either do an online application or whatever it might be, or walking that person through a resume writing." So we definitely just try to make sure that we can give them options so that they can still get the resource without being fearful of leaving their homes. And a lot of them, can or might be documented, but now it's like, I'm afraid because of the color of my skin, right? So as far as workforce, I think that's the only thing that I've seen. I'm not sure if Tanya has seen any other trends with the students and families that she serves.
Yes, with our students right now, current trend is a lot of our students are just underprepared. We've been working with seniors who, this past semester in January, when we went out to 4 different high schools, none of the seniors had their FAFSA done. None of the seniors had even like 3 of the seniors that we were working with, they had to retake their ACT because it wasn't at a good point. And they have no idea what they want to do after school. They know they want to go to college, but they haven't applied to anything. And a lot of it is because they're not getting that education support at home. For a lot of us in the Latino culture, education is not a priority. A lot of people just come here with the intention to work, make money, and not put an emphasis on education. So for us, the success coaches and us here at HICA, I feel like we can be that support system for a lot of our students because when we talk to them, okay, your family, they own a construction business, right? So and you don't want to go straight to a college or university. Well, you can go to community college, get an associate's in business, and you can help expand your family business in construction. That you'll make a difference or something like that. So another trend is a lot of our students are just opting to go straight into like the trades or a community college and do like a quick education.